Hey everybody, this is Chris with Priority Traffic Podcast. Thanks for joining me on episode 21, where we discuss shaping your environment for success, the power of taking control. In this episode of Priority Traffic, we dive deep into the concept of how humans control their environment. We explore the idea that actively fostering a healthy and supportive environment in the home and firehouse leads to better overall well-being and performance on the job. Join us as we discuss practical tips for creating spaces that promote physical and mental health, foster camaraderie, and encourage personal growth. So grab a cup of coffee, tune into this episode of Priority Traffic, and get ready to transform your environment for success. Welcome back to Priority Traffic Podcast, where we tackle big ideas that help us become the best firefighters we can be. Thanks for joining me today. I'm your host, Chris, and we're going to be diving into a concept that I find pretty intriguing. I stumbled upon it this morning with my wife and I were during a conversation, and that is how we as humans have the power to shape and control our environment, and doing so can have a seriously profound effect and impact on our overall well-being and job performance. I know you're probably thinking, like, what does that even mean? Like, I got to clean my house, I got to keep my firehouse clean and tidy. Well, it's not just that. It's so much more than that. And I really hope to convey the idea that it's more than just scrubbing floors and toilets and taking out the trash. It's about creating a space that promotes physical and mental health and fosters camaraderie with you and your crew. And it really just encourages you to be the best version of yourself and promote personal growth. So it just starts there, and it's that simple. When it comes to where does this start, who does it start with? Well, it starts with you, and it starts at home. Right. So there's a lot to begin looking at when we start wondering about, how do I control my environment? Well, we have an internal environment, we have an external environment. Today we're going to talk mostly about the external environment, the stuff outside of us that we can control and have impact on. So let's just say we start at home, because that is where, when we get off work, everything happens. We go home, we recover. We spend time with our wife, we spend time with our children, we do the things that get us ready to come back to work. You don't tend to do things at work that get you ready to work, unless you're working out, training, eating, sleeping, whatever that looks like. But at home, we typically spend a lot of time with our loved ones. And if you take a minute and just imagine what your living space looks like, is there stuff everywhere? Is your house organized and prepared to invite you home, invite people in? Is it chaotic? Is there stuff happening? Does it look like a disaster? Are there piles of clothes everywhere? Or is everything neat? It looks like you've gone through and cleaned. You've put your laundry away. You've put your dishes away. There's not a bunch of stuff out on the counters. Your bed's made. Your bathroom is clean. It's well kept. These are just things that we're considering when we say taking care of and controlling our environment. Our physical surroundings that we live in and spend a lot of time in can really impact us and our mental and physical well-being. They play a big role in our mental state. When our homes are clean and organized, we're more likely to have access to feeling calm, and we can be focused, and we can rejuvenate when we're home. Whereas a messy, unorganized house is just pulling at us and distracting us and not allowing us to get calm and get comfortable at home. So it's definitely something to think about. But it's really not just about cleanliness and organization. It's about having these spaces that support what I would call your physical and mental health. Having a dedicated space to relax, a dedicated space to be alone, or get your fitness in, or meditate, or spend time reading, right? And maybe this is all the same space. Maybe you have a space where you can escape the going on at your home and spend time by yourself and focus and read or study or meditate or do some yoga. Or maybe you have multiple spaces in your house that facilitate these things that we've placed value on. But I really think it's important to have a space that is dedicated to whatever that goal is. So for instance, physical fitness, right? We want to have a space that's dedicated to the things we value. Personally, my wife and I, and me personally, I value being fit, staying fit, and challenging myself mentally and physically regularly. We have a dedicated space. It's in our garage. There's a couple pull-up bars, there's space to jump rope. We got a rower, we got an assault bike, got plenty of weights, kettlebells, squat racks. That's about it. And that's enough to get the fitness I need while I'm at home. We do have a membership to a gym, and at my firehouse, we do have similar tools, right? But those are all placed in a space that is supportive of my value of physical fitness. And I really recommend that even if it's a small corner of your house or in the basement, and it's just a yoga mat and a kettlebell or a jump rope, that you quarter off some space for that specific drill or, thing that you're going to do. If it's studying, if it's playing music, if it's working out, spend time in that space and make sure it supports your goals, right? When we have easy access to go exercise and we don't have to have a gym membership, we're more likely to prioritize that and stay fit for firefighting and improve our mental and physical well-being by exercising. It's there, it's easy to get to, and it's not a challenge. Maybe it is a challenge, you have to take the kids out there, but you're more likely to use it. And it's creating that space, taking intentionality and providing yourself with the tools you need to fulfill that goal. And then we have to start looking at fostering a healthy and supportive environment in the firehouse, right? So now we're talking about our second home. We have our first home. We have spaces in our house that allow us to relax, study, exercise, rejuvenate. Now we have to look at how much time we spend at the firehouse and how that's put together to support us in these ways as well. Like if you have a home routine that you need to take with you to work, that's okay. And I highly recommend it. If you have a nightly routine, if you have a physical fitness routine, take it with you to work and keep it going so you can be consistent. And that consistency is a huge thing. And when we have a space at the firehouse that supports that kind of consistency, we're awesome. Things are going to start happening that are so much more beneficial than that sporadic, oh, I'm at work, I can't do this or this or this because I'm at work. If you read at home before bed, make sure you have books with you before you go to bed at the fire station. But outside of controlling the spaces, it really has a lot to do with fostering a sense of or strong relationships in the firehouse with our fellow firefighters. Right? We've all heard the saying, we're not just a team, we're a family. Well, that's true. And we all interact, and not everybody in the family always gets along. That's okay. It's not about faking it or just placating to people, but having real authentic conversation, discussion, and respecting each other is really important to creating a culture of support. And when there's support, things get better and there's less pulling and backstabbing and other toxic things that happen when relationships are just not working out very well. Building strong relationships and promoting open communication is huge within a fire department, within a shift itself or a battalion, and within the crew. Like there's nothing more important than being able to trust the people that are on your truck, on your shift, and in your department. So how do we make the firehouse a place where everyone feels comfortable and empowered? Well, we can start by encouraging open communication. Make it clear that everybody's voice and opinion and ideas are valued, and create a safe space around that idea. Allow people to share their thoughts, bring ideas to the table, and if they have concerns, let them share that, and make it safe for them to do that. If they get punished for saying something that either your lieutenant or you or someone else disagrees with, that's okay. But if it starts a conflict, that's where the problem is. So we have to be careful about how we have those discussions. But having open communication and trying to remain in the communication box and not allowing it to go to a conflict is going to be really, really helpful. Um, Firefighters, when they feel heard and supported, it improves morale, it enhances teamwork, and ultimately it leads to better performance on the job, right? Like when you're supported and you know if you make a mistake, you're not getting fired, you can learn from it, your mindset's open. It's just going to improve everything, right? Better relationships, better performance. Better you, better relationships, better performance. They're all interconnected and they all build off each other. Another important aspect is this concept of personal growth, right? We should all strive to create an environment where continuous learning and development is one of the principles of the community. And it's not only encouraged, but it's celebrated. If you're working hard to get better at anything, it should be pointed out as a good thing. If you're graduating from college, if you're studying more, if you've smoked less cigarettes, if you've done better on your diet, if you've worked out 5 times this week instead of only 2, like those little wins should be celebrated and supported and encouraged. So if you're out there working hard, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop working. I know it might seem hard and you might not be getting any praise, but it'll pay off. Don't quit. We can also consider, regular training sessions. We consider bringing in professional speakers that'll be motivating, teach classes in your department. And I know that's probably beyond the firefighter level sometimes, where there's money, there's scheduling, there's training, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and that doesn't make it easy, but that doesn't make it something that you should just not do because it's a challenge, right? Firefighters like to grow. We like to evolve. We like to get better at things. We like to see improvement. So as long as we're doing that, there's a really good chance that you're going to have a good sense of fulfillment and purpose, right? If you're climbing the ladder, if you're promoting to driver, to lieutenant, you're taking tests, you're sitting in on classes, you're reading and educating yourself, that's going to tie it into your purpose and hopefully be more fulfilling and give you a sense of meaning in your job. There's so many ways that we can stay connected and as an organization support each other. And if you're out there and you're working and you're growing, I support you. Like, that's it. If you want to chat about it, send me a message. We can hop on. We can do FaceTime, whatever. But if you're out there working and trying to grow, dude, that is awesome. And there's nothing better than making yourself better, because when you make yourself better, everything you do gets better, right? Now, let's not forget about the physical environment of the firehouse. Are there spaces in your firehouse where you can relax if you have time? Is there a space where you can work out if there is time? Or, obviously some departments prioritize fitness, so they give you time. If you have the time, you should make the time and make sure you have the place to do it. If you like to cook, do you have a well-stocked kitchen? Do you have the tools in your kitchen that you need? Controlling these environments really helps give fulfillment, and it's very fulfilling when you can cook a meal that you really like and it brings joy to your crew members, and you can have people in there helping you. It's just about taking some time and some intention and making sure that whatever that environment is, whether it's the kitchen, if it's the weight room, if it's the resting quarters, if it's a place where you can just go study, make sure it has what you need. Make sure it's got the right environmental factors to support what your intention is, right? So that being said, I'd like to remind you that it's up to us to control what we can. There's a lot of things in this job that we can't control. How many calls we take, how much sleep we get, when and where we eat, if our food's cold, if it's warm. I get that. But before the tones go off, we have an opportunity to build in things within our department, whether it's a living room where we sit around and play some video games and build some camaraderie there, or if it's a place where you go and meditate with the lights off and no distractions. I think it's really important to identify what you need as a crew, as an individual, and even ask for it if they build a new department or a new station in your department. Like, make sure that there's the appropriate space or environment to do the things that are important. And for us, it's, time alone, time reading, quiet time, rest and recovery, fitness, places to study, nice kitchens where we can connect, a day room where we, at night, if you want to play some video games or watch a movie. Those are all really, really good opportunities to build camaraderie. And I think as long as the environment supports it, we're going to be on to something positive. And, again, if you get a little better here, everything gets a little bit better. By actively fostering a healthy and supportive environment, both at home and in the firehouse, we can enhance our well-being, will likely boost our job performance, and will create thriving in the community that we're involved in. And when we all start thriving, performance goes up every single time. Remember, we have the power to control our environment and shape it into something truly incredible, something that supports us and helps us move into our next highest version of our best selves. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Priority Traffic Podcast. I hope you found it inspiring and informative. As always, stay safe, stay motivated, and keep setting the standards for excellence. All right, firefighters and personal growth enthusiasts, we've reached the end of another inspiring episode of the Priority Traffic Podcast. I hope you found today's discussion on creating supportive environments for optimal well-being and performance helpful and motivating. Before we wrap things up, I want to remind you of a few things. First and foremost, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and follow button on all our social media platforms. We're talking Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. By doing so, you'll stay up to date with the latest episodes, bonus content, and insider tips to help you level up in all aspects of life. Plus, our community of high-performing firefighters needs you. Without you, we cannot change anything. As a special treat, if you stick around after this closing, we have a special guided meditation just for you. It's the perfect way to unwind, relax, and reflect on today's topic. So trust me, you don't want to miss it. Remember, creating a supportive environment is not just about tidying up your physical space at the firehouse. It's about fostering personal growth, embracing camaraderie, managing stress, and empowering yourself and your team to thrive. So, my friends, keep striving for excellence. Always embrace continuous improvement, and let's create an environment where we can all thrive together. Until next time, stay safe, stay motivated, and as always, we're humans by chance and firefighters by choice. Stay well, my friends. Begin by finding a comfortable seated position, either on a chair or cushion. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with fresh air. Hold for a moment and then slowly exhale, releasing any tension or stress you may be carrying with you today. As you continue to breathe deeply and slowly, begin to visualize your surroundings. If you're at home, picture your living space as calm, inviting, and clutter-free. If you're at the firehouse, see your living quarters as a place of camaraderie, support, and personal growth. Take a moment to appreciate the positive changes you've made to your environment, whether it's tidying up your living space or fostering a more supportive culture in the firehouse. Affirm to yourself that you have the power to control your environment. Create a space that supports your well-being and job performance. As you focus on your breath, imagine a sense of calm and relaxation washing over you. Visualize yourself feeling more focused, more energized, and empowered as you consciously control your environment. Repeat the following affirmations to yourself, allowing each one to sink in deeply. I have the power to control my environment for optimal well-being and performance. I have the power to control my environment for optimal well-being and performance. My surroundings support my physical and mental health. My surroundings support my physical and mental health. I am surrounded by positive and supportive energy. I am surrounded by positive and supportive energy. I am calm, focused, and ready to take on the world. I am calm, focused, and ready to take on the world. Continue to breathe deeply and visualize your surroundings as a place of peace and positivity. Know that by taking control of your environment, you're unlocking your full potential as a firefighter and as a human being. When you're ready, take one more deep breath, slowly open your eyes, feeling refreshed and renewed. Remember, taking control of your environment is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Use this guided meditation as a tool to center yourself and reinforce your commitment to creating a space that supports your well-being and job performance. Thank you for joining me on this guided meditation. I hope you have a great day.